Good evening. Welcome to the City of Warren Planning Commission meeting, December 1st, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ansar,
Present.
Commissioner Duze,
Present.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Present.
Commissioner Hawk,
Present.
Commissioner Mori is present, Commissioner Bonacki,
Present.
Commissioner Smith.
Present. We have a quorum. Item number 4, approval of the agenda.
Chairman, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support Mori.
There's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Mori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 5, approval of the minutes of November 17, 2025.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Mori.
Chair, I second that motion.
There's a motion by Commissioner Mori, supported by Commissioner Halawadi. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 6A.
Item number 6A, site plan for the addition of a minor repair facility and a storage of inventory and supplies for an existing gas station located on the northwest corner of Hoover and 9 Mile Road, 23011 Hoover Road, Section 27, Abbas Harajli, 9 Mile and Hoover Property LLC, Adnan Al-Sati, and A&M Consultants, PSP 250045. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Good evening, sir. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
Yeah, Abbas Harajli, the owner of the property, and I guess we're hoping that it's approved to have this addition, remodeling of the existing gas station. And there was a few items that were recommended, and most of them on the list are okay. We overlooked things. There were just a few things I would like to discuss and to see if you have any questions about my project.
All right, thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, Taxes Current Engineering. Preliminary review of this site indicates no difficulty in development. Fire. In response to the traffic letter for site plan PSP 250045, the fire department doesn't see any issues that may affect our operations. AT&T. AT&T does not object to this proposal. We do have facilities in the vicinity. Please advise the petitioner to contact me if any conflicts are discovered. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities that are in the area. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. DTE. DTE Electric Company has received and reviewed the site plan for addition of a minor repair facility and storage of inventory and supplies for existing gas station. DTE Electric Company objects the site plan for the addition of a minor repair facility and storage of inventory and supplies for existing gas station impacting 23011 Hoover Road, Section 27, per the site plan provided, for the following reason. The proposed building will be within 3 feet of the existing transformers that currently feeds the existing building. The proposed needs to be at least 7.5 feet away from energized equipment. If you have any issues, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. MCPWO. The Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined the proposed site disturbance is less than 1 acre and will not require stormwater review from this office. If a no objection letter is required, please forward your request to wesley.jonick@macomb.gov.org. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. Okay, it is recommended that the site plan for a building addition to the existing gas station convenience store be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically. Number one, 5 copies of a revised site plan shall be submitted indicating the following. A, the petitioner has been using the north 20 feet of lots 1 and 2, and the north 20 feet of the westerly 24 feet of lot 2. This area has been indicated with cross-hatching, and a note shall be, this area shall be indicated with cross-hatching, and a note shall be provided stating the 20-foot wide parcel of land located along the north property line of the subject property shall cease to be used by the owner. The property is owned and attached to the property to the west. 1B, all dimensions on the site plan shall be changed from architectural to engineering type dimensions. 1C, the new overhead service doors and access doors shall be indicated and labeled on the plan. 1D, a note shall be provided stating all outdoor retail sales of items shall be prohibited on the site. 1E, a note shall be provided stating open storage of materials and vehicles shall not be permitted on the entire site. 1F, no lighting is indicated on the plan. Note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixture, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1G, the 9 parking spaces along the north property line and on the 20-foot wide strip of property are not permitted because the spaces encroach upon the property to the north. These spaces shall be removed from the plan. 1H, the site data chart indicates the site has 16 or 15 parking spaces. The calculation to be used for parking is found in section 4.32, subsection 22 of the zoning ordinance. The requirement for this site is 17 spaces. Upon removing the 9 spaces along the north property line and on the 20-foot wide strip of property, the site data chart shall be changed indicating the following. Parking spaces required, 17 spaces. Proposed parking spaces, 6, and a variance would be required for 11 spaces. 1I, the planning staff is requesting removal of the 2 driveways closest to the intersection. They need to be replaced with straight street curbing along the roadways and an 8-inch wide, 6-inch high concrete curb line along the south and east property lines and through the landscaped corner area with signage. The remaining area shall be landscaped with grass and 2 trees measuring 2.5 caliper in size, spaced 30 feet apart, and centered in the area between the sidewalk and the street curb along 9 Mile Road. This change would create and greatly improve the safety aspect of this corner area. 1J, the landscaping trees and shrubs, the landscaping trees and shrubs have been removed over time. Trees and shrubs shall be provided as follows. Number 1, low-growth shrubbery shall be added between the 2 trees to be planted along 9 Mile Road. Number 2, the 50-foot-long low-growth shrubbery line shall be located between the sidewalk and street curb and the area south of the driveway and the street intersection in the right-of-way, of Hoover Road. Okay, condition number 2, 2 copies of revised elevation plans shall be submitted indicating the following. The floor plan and the elevation plan are not consistent regarding the new east elevation. The service doors should be widened from 6 feet to 9 feet. The access door shall be removed at the north end of the elevation plan. Condition number 3, the following variance may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division, and this is actually a repeat of what I've read before, and that's the site data chart indicates the site has 16 to 15 parking spaces. The calculation to be used for parking is found in section 4.32, subsection 22 of the zoning ordinance. The requirement for this site is 17 spaces. Upon removing the 9 spaces along the north property line and on the 20-foot wide strip of property, the site data chart shall be changed indicating the following, and that is parking spaces required 17, proposed parking spaces 6, and a variance would be required for 11 parking spaces. If approved, the variance shall be added to the revised site plan. And condition number 4, a performance bond in the amount of $3,000 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $100,000 by the petitioner. So with that, Mr. Chairman, the recommendation has been submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Worth.
Next.
This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on this item, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve this with discussion.
Support
Chair,
Maury.
okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
Chair.
Support Maury.
Okay, go ahead.
That was a motion by Commissioner Duzey, supported by Commissioner Morey. Discussion? Go ahead, Commissioner Duzey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To the petitioner, you've heard the recommendations. Do you have anything to add to this?
Yes, I do. The first, number 1, item number 1 that refers to the 20 feet of my neighbor's property.
Yes, sir.
It was recommended that I cease to use it, and I never really got an explanation of why I can't use it. I currently have an interest, I have a registered claim of interest on that 20-foot piece of property from the owner. I have an agreement in the past to use it. I've been using it for 20 years. So I didn't understand if Mr. Ron, if he wanted me just not to include it on the plan or to physically not to use it. That part wasn't made clear to me. So that is one. If it's just to remove it off the plan, because technically I don't own it, the issue that arose was the parking spots, if I'm losing the parking spots. If you would want me to remove it off the plan, I think I can still keep the parking. Right now, it's showing 9 parking spots. I could have 6 parking spots there. Because you can, if you're looking at the plan, if everything moved 20 feet south, and I could maybe put 6 parking spots slanted, I think I would have enough room to have 6 parking spots there. That's the first thing. I'm really not sure what was meant by that item. Would you like me to move on to the next item?
Might as well get it,
Okay.
get it on the record and take it from there.
Okay, the other items, the landscape, by the way, I'm the original owner from 1997. I've attended the meeting back then. At that time, we were building it from scratch, and these are all new faces to me.
It's the only faces we have.
Now, yes. But I met back then, these are new faces. But,
Okay.
so anyway, so back then, the issue of the driveways, closing the 2 driveways at the corner was presented. And back then, we argued that it would not be in the interest of safety if we closed those. And back then, we were able to show that. And so I just want to touch on it a little bit, and hopefully you can see where it would actually become dangerous if we close those driveways. Currently, most of our shipping and receiving, large trucks, small trucks, coming from the 9 Mile Drive, which is south, and it would be the West Drive, away from the intersection. So most deliveries come in through that area, make a loop, and exit through the 9 Mile, the one closer to the intersection. That gives them like a circular drive. Once in a while, there's a semi-truck, like with our fuel deliveries. By the way, in that area that I'm referring to, that's where our fuel tanks are. So the fuel truck has to come in from that drive, the 9 Mile furthest drive from the corner. He would have to drop the product and then exit through the Hoover Drive closer to the intersection. Now, if you can just picture, if those drives weren't there, he would have to enter through 9 Mile, make a wraparound in between the building and the pumps, which is very difficult. And doing it, if you put it the radius on a plan, you'll see it can't work. And then the safety for the consumers walking from the pump to the building, it becomes very dangerous with a truck trying to maneuver around it. And you might have a child getting out of his car, running to the building, and a truck can't see him. So, and then even if the truck made it around the island, for him to exit the Hoover driveway, which is the farthest driveway from the corner, it would be almost impossible. So it's, I can understand the recommendations where it might be safer, you know, to the traffic. Maybe I could do something if you'd consider it. I can post signs at those drives that not to be used except for deliveries, or maybe a sign that says not an exit, which would reduce most of the vehicle traffic on those drives. So if you could just keep that in mind. This was addressed a while ago, and at the time they seen that it was important that these drives remain open, and I'm hoping today you would see the same. Other than that, landscaping, yeah, I'm okay with the landscaping. I like the landscaping. And by the way, we had landscaping there, but every time they do a project on these streets, Hoover, they just rip them up and nobody really puts them back. But I'm okay with adding landscaping, trees and bushes, anything we can do to improve the area.
All
If
right.
you have any questions, feel free.
Very good. I understand the driveways closest to the intersection being closed down, because that could really, I don't know, I haven't seen a traffic study or anything for this, and I don't want to see one. But it just seems like those 2 entrances and exit closest to the corner are really way too close to the corner. If you wanted to go going west is not a problem. If you wanted to go east out of the 9 Mile Road, you'd have a major problem. And the other one, if you wanted to go northbound to Hoover, that would be a problem also, especially from those two. So I kind of see your point, but I don't necessarily agree with it. That's one. Two, the 20-foot strip, you know,
Yes.
your neighbor, that's your neighbor's property.
Yes. I had an agreement with them a while back originally to use it, and I improved it, and I have right now a claim of interest, which is, I mean, my name is on the deed to use it, and it's on the plan. We inserted that, and he's okay with me using it, so I didn't quite understand if you actually
Well,
wanted me not to use it or just don't have it on the plan.
Well, my understanding is that they're interested in making that entrance to go to their restaurant.
No, I don't
Whether
know.
or not that's, I don't know about the accuracy of it, but that's what I've been told.
You've been told, okay, well, I mean,
So,
this is new information to me.
well,
And,
that's one, but it's still your,
Well, that's fine. I mean, if they want to use it, what I'm trying to say is if they want to use it, I'm not building anything in that section. I could easily just move the parking south and they can have it. I mean, I'm okay with it. But I doubt that you're talking about driveways and safeties. I mean, are you considering opening a drive between my drive and there's another
well,
drive there?
that's a darn good question, because if they want to put a driveway in there, then we've got all kinds of problems with some of these driveways.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're doing what they're doing and how they're doing it, but it's their property.
Yeah, but
So-
currently, I still have an agreement with them, and I still have the claim of interest, and they never mentioned, this is new to me. I speak with the owner, and once in a while, I help him pay his property taxes, so I was never made aware that he wants that back. This is new to me.
Well, it's kind of new to us too, so.
Okay, but how do
Let-
where'd you
let-
get that
let-
information? Did somebody submit a letter to you? I mean, I just,
It's their property, so.
Oh, okay. So you're just assuming he might want, that's fine, we're gonna assume
Let,
that he
let,
wants
let's
it
see,
back.
let's see how all this,
Okay.
works out.
Yeah, it's no problem. I'm sorry. I don't want to seem like I'm arguing. What I'm trying to show
No,
is the project would work without that piece of property.
Yes.
And if you can accept me having the parking spaces slanted, which reduces the length of them. And I'm sorry, going back to the parking spaces, I know the formula, if you do the formula, it comes out to 17 parking spots. But half of maybe a third of my addition is storage. And if you, I think the architect didn't calculate that in his calculation, because it's not a sales floor or usable. Usually, it's possible that that won't be added in, that won't be added in the calculations, which would bring it down from 16 required spaces to 13.
Well, let's see what, when, where, why, and how, but,
Okay.
you know, on another note, I'd like to commend you on putting something that you're going to be fixing cars in there as opposed to selling every possible trinket you could think of. So I give you credit for
Well, thank you. And the
doing
main thing
that.
is, if you look at the elevation, I'm gonna do a lot of work in changing the face of it.
Right.
And that's a big project right there. It's gonna be all modern. I'm trying to modernize it, and hopefully it would add value to that corner.
And
That
that's a
that corner
terrific
needs
idea
something.
for that corner.
Thank you.
So
Thanks
let's
again.
see how it goes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on this?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I just have one quick question. It was brought up by, did you ever get with DTE about their little objection with the alarm call?
Actually, I just received this letter, it was like, I think 1 day before the holiday, so I haven't had a chance. I called them today and left a message, but worst case, we're gonna do whatever's needed. We might have to move the transformer at my cost. We might put a different location and go underground to the building. But it's definitely an issue that we're gonna solve, whatever is required by DTE, we're gonna do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I yield the floor.
Thank you, sir.
Mr.
Anyone
Chair,
else?
Mr. Chair, may I speak? Petitioner, as already my colleague Duze mentioned that, I have a question for you that is going to be a minor repairs shop, right?
Yes.
So what is your plan? Are you gonna fix the car over there?
Well, minor means it's not, there's not gonna be cars like overnight. It's gonna be, people drive in, get an oil change on site while they wait. So basically, our main thing is gonna be oil change, tires, brakes. That's what we're
So
thinking of.
it's
minor.
not specifically just for oil change, you will also fix the car there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
basically, a few car will come and they will park over there and wait on the line, and then, we're gonna fix it.
Yes, yeah.
That's the issue for me, I think, already a director mentioned that you have only 6 parking spot there. So I visited the site and I saw that not that many parking spot available. After, you execute your addition, then, and if is there a minor repair shop, then of course, we go to the repair shop, we always see that few car waiting on the line, like 5, 6, sometimes 10 car waiting on the line. So where you gonna have a space, parking space? And then if it already is a convenience store and gas station, so people gonna need to park their car sometime to come to the convenience store. So if you have only 6 parking space there, and then repair shop, to me, it's just like,
Okay.
too much for a repair shop and then parking space.
I see your concern. Can I add something to
Yeah,
it?
sure.
In some cases, in a gas station, I'm not saying that's all we need is 6. No, I'm saying we're gonna keep the 6 there. We have, 1, 2, 3, we have 6 in front of the building, so that's 12. In some cases, in some cities, around the pumps, each parking spot, they consider that as a parking spot. So we do get people coming in and out, but when they park next to the pump, technically that's a parking spot. I do have on the south side of the property corner, there's existing propane that I'm gonna be removing. I can add at least 3 parking spots there. So there's a lot of parking spots, and then the type of, we're not gonna,
I saw there was a dumpster there on the corner side you're talking about. I saw the
yes.
dumpster right
So it'd be
there.
between the dumpster
Yes.
and that propane area. If I
Yep.
remove all of that, and if more parking is needed, I can at least have employee parking there. That's a couple of parking spots. And on the other side of the dumpster, I can have a couple. But going back to the service, this is not gonna be like a drive-through oil change where they have a real good price and they're having stacking. Most likely, this is not gonna be a stacking operation. It's gonna be where somebody comes in and his car is pulled in and he's sitting in a waiting area. So basically, his car is gonna be inside when it's serviced. I see what you're saying, parking, but I just want you to know that the lot is big. And most of our customers, that whole area, it's always maybe 1 or 2 cars parked, which is employee parking. Because most of the customers, they park in front of the building or under the canopy. And that right there gives them 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, at least 12, 13 spots.
To me, it's a great initiative. You are remodeling, and also, adding this thing. But my only concern about parking. I know that most of the minor repair shop, they always get traffic, like 5, 6 cars sometimes park. And also, as you mentioned that if it's only oil change, then sometimes just getting in, getting out. But as you also mentioned that, you're gonna have a minor repair shop. Sometimes, most of the time, not sometimes, most of the times, car piled up there, waiting 5, 6 cars. That's only concern I have. And also, repairing, remodeling is a good initiative. I really like that. Around this area, around 9 Mile area, you're remodeling this thing. It's a good initiative. And
Okay,
thank
well,
you.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah,
corner?
sure.
I own the property across the street. I mean, it's not related, but I'm planning to visit you soon to try to develop that. So just keep that in mind, that I'm trying hard to improve this corner, and I hope you can help me here, especially on the driveway issue, because I know the gentleman raised that he didn't agree with it, but I would like to know if there's, if you feel like I need those driveways, we need to address how do we get the gas load deliveries, the trucks in and out, because there's no way of them coming in and out if we close those drives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yield.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything to say on this item? To the petitioner, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I understand your concerns about the driveways. And the reason I think that we do eliminate the two driveways closest to the corner, because if you've got someone on the street trying to turn the corner and somebody's trying to come out the driveway, it can cause a conflict, okay? So that's the reason we want to try to widen the distance from the corner to the driveway, and that's the reason we eliminate those two closest driveways. Because it may become a blind spot, somebody trying to come out and then somebody trying to turn the corner,
I understand.
okay? And as far as the parking spaces on the other side, you say that the owner's okay with it. Do you have anything in writing?
Well, yeah, I have an agreement and the deed itself. That's why he's okay with it. I have an interest on his deed, and it's posted where it's recorded on the site plan. Somewhere on there, the very top, you see the recording. So there was obviously an agreement, and it's recorded. When I say recorded, I mean my name is on his deed, and he allowed that.
Okay.
So I mean, if he ever wants it, if he wants me not to use it, I'm okay not using it. I don't have a problem. But I was never made aware. If I know he didn't want to use it, or I mean, I won't even. Again, the project could be made without that spot. And going back to the drive, if we post, you know, an obvious post, not an exit to discourage, I'm sure we'd get a large number of people that would honor that, and we do have the outer drive, so I think it is more convenient for the vehicles to take the outer drives. It's just it's the large trucks that are would have a hard time wrapping around the thing. And you have to remember, this is not I'm not requesting for it to be open. This is existing, and this is not just existing now. This is many years. I mean, I've been there from '97. That's my last, and it's always been there. So I can understand it is grandfathered, and I'm not requesting opening a drive, because if we were in that situation, I would have put the tanks in a different spot. The problem is where the tanks are located, those drives are very important. And I know safety is a concern, but let's not forget about the safety of the consumers on the property. Having trucks, large trucks, trying to wrap around their vehicles to try to get in and out. And we even did a sketch, it won't even happen. A semi cannot do that wraparound. So again, if you have any ideas where I can keep these drives and limit the use of them, I'm open to any suggestions.
All right, sir, thank you. Mr. Worth, can you come up a minute, please?
Thank you.
Good evening.
Yes.
If he's got recorded documents showing that he's allowed to use those spots for his parking with the owner of the property, and it's on the site plan, that should be okay, right?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part that you.
If he has a recorded document on the site plan from the other owner, that he can use those as parking spaces, then that should be fine, right?
In my opinion, no. All right, we have a copy of that document. The owner indicates he has an interest, and that's what the document says. He has an interest, but I don't know what that means, an interest. That has to be defined in particular what his interest is. Occupying it, using it, owning it. There's any number of things an interest could mean, and there has to be an interpretation on that. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not very well defined. What, does he have an interest to park there? Is that his interest? Is his interest just to have an open space, maneuvering? I don't know. So that's the question I have, and I think it needs to be looked at, maybe from an attorney's eyes, and make it some kind of determination on that. I think that also the petitioner needs to speak to the owners of the restaurant. I was there today. The restaurant's being rehabbed right now. As a matter of fact, they want to call it Craven, like a person who's hungry. And it's starting to look pretty good. We had a meeting with those people about 2 months ago. They clearly came to us to talk about the possibility of using that 20 feet for access to their restaurant. And we discussed it. Do they have a right to do that? Looks like they do. The width of that driveway may not be two-way. It may turn out to be one-way. And frankly, the only way I think it could work is to have people entering and not exiting there onto Hoover, but entering that part and going into the restaurant. And then they can leave by way of the two driveways they have to 9 Mile. So that's one part of the thought process that we have concerning that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
He's concerned about the two driveways on the corner. And I can see where his fuel tanks are at and how it would be good easy for the semi to get through, to fuel the tanks and then go out on 9 Mile. What if we eliminated the west driveway and still allowed the one on Hoover?
Well,
Because that way, my concern is that, you know, if somebody's trying to come out there and somebody's trying to turn the corner, then you got a conflict.
yeah. Okay, when the petitioner talked about the truck movement as it comes in on the west driveway, make that image bigger, yeah, there you go. So that come in and you've got all the underground there that you're supposed to stop and load and all that, and then you said they come out the other drive. Where are you? Right there. The other drive on 9 Mile. Well, the smaller trucks will come out on 9 Mile. If it's a large truck, it can't make that turn on 9 Mile. They have to continue straight. I think they also Well, I was looking to say that you could leave the 9 Mile one open, but the Hoover one's got to go. That's the only thing I could maybe agree to. I still think the trucks can maneuver through the site. We've designed a curve right there that runs through the site, outside, away from the building itself. So I don't know what else to say. I guess both driveways can go. But we've been doing this. He said he's been around since 97. We've been asking for them to be removed on all corners in the city of Warren since then. This is about 30 years of doing this, and we've had pretty good success. Not on all, but many. And so the more we do this, the safer it gets. While I was there this afternoon, I sat by the convenience store, and I didn't take long, 5 minutes, and I'm watching as Commissioner Duze said, people coming around the corner from the light, and they were entering that near driveway to the intersection on 9 Mile very quickly, making the turn into the site. And so they did that, and then I saw pedestrians just walking to the site. What did they do? They walked out that driveway to get across the street. They weren't going to the intersection where they have lights that tell you go there and then safely walk across the street. So people need to be guided to some degree. I don't want to, force things on people, but when it comes to safety, that's what we're all about. So I wanted to see that, and I was able to observe that today. And I looked at that. The other thing I want to quickly talk about, if I may, and that's that pole in the back. And I was there. It's on that plan, and that go over there and look how close it is to what's known as the northwest corner of the proposed building. It's right there, the north and west. And that pole is very close to on the property line. It's got 3 transformers, I believe, on it. It's a huge pole. And I would, if it can be moved, so be it. But that building's going to have to relocate if it's not going to be moved. So there's costs going on there. But again, it's a safety issue. You have to be away from these poles. So,
Thank you, Mr. Worth.
Thank you.
To the petitioner. The owner that you had the agreement with on those parking spaces, is that the new owner, or is that the existing owner, the owner?
That's
previous
existing owner. If I can add something to that. So there's an agreement that's registered in the deed. So the agreement itself has details, 20 items, and it describes I could use the property for parking and all that. So when you're just looking at, without opening the agreement, when you visit the county register of deeds, you'd see that it's registered. But if you open an attachment, you'll see the actual agreement. So that does allow for the parking. It's clear on that.
I would like to maybe have a motion to postpone this until our second meeting in January, to give you time to double check with the owner and make sure that's good, and also maybe go over some of the things we talked about as far as the driveway with Mr. Worth.
Well, I don't have to use that. Can we just proceed with me changing, just maybe not using that property? Well, not using it, not having it on the plan, where I just move the parking south. That would solve
then-
that.
but
And
then
if
you
the
won't have
owner
enough-
doesn't want me to use it, we won't use it. It won't be on the plan.
But then you won't have enough parking.
No, I would have enough parking. I would have 6. Right now, there's 9 on that area. I'm saying reduce them to 6 slanted, and I would come up with several areas for additional parking. And if worst case, I'm short a few, then I understand I would have to go to zoning to get that approved.
Okay.
I still think I'd like to see it postponed to give time to get everything in order for our final approval.
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Go ahead.
I'd like to withdraw my motion to approve this and to postpone it until January, because I'd like to find out about the 20 feet on the property. I'd like to see the paperwork, and I'd like our attorney to take a good look at it to make sure about all this. And I'd like a little more time to work on this driveway business, because I understand the 2 driveways closest to the corner, and there's some validity to it about putting a truck through there. But there might be a better way of doing it, and off the top of my head, I don't know what that is, but I'm sure there is something that we're missing here. So I'd like to change my motion to postpone until the second meeting in January.
All right. That was a motion by Commissioner Duzay, supported by Commissioner Mori. What are your thoughts on
I would concur with that postponement. I think it would give the petitioner a better chance of going through with this, with what you're looking for. If you sit down with, our director and try to figure out the parking issues and also the driveway, I think it would work out in your favor more. So I would concur with that postponement.
that? Okay. So that would be a second by Commissioner Mori. Now, the other thing too, that's gonna give you time to talk with Edison about that pole, what they're gonna have to do on that. Because that's something that it has to be at least 7.5, 8 feet from the building, and it's only like about 3 feet from the building.
I understood.
So that gives you time to work those issues out, okay?
Okay, I mean,
So we've got a motion on the table to postpone to January 26th, 26.
Right.
Roll call.
Commissioner Duze,
Right, January.
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Ansar,
Yes.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Yes to postpone?
Commissioner Hogg,
Yes.
Commissioner Benecki,
Yes to postpone.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes, to postpone to January 26th. Good luck, sir.
right,
Hope
thank
everything
you.
works out for you. Have a good evening. Item number 6B.
Item number 6B, site plan for outdoor storage of miscellaneous construction materials located on the south side of I-696 right-of-way, approximately 188 feet west of Burnett Road, 14230 11 Mile Road, Section 24, William Dirkes and Dirkes Management LLC, Kelly Johns and My Granite Company LLC, PSP 250047. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you this evening?
I'm good, you?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, as I'm Tim Story, the engineer for the project. I'm also, I'm a representative. Kelly is the tenant for the space. So it is approximately a 0.8 acre site at the south end here. It's zoned M3, and it's M3 zoning all around. The primary purpose of the site plan is for outdoor storage. They've been using it for a number of years with outdoor storage. They didn't realize that they needed special permission for that. It wasn't on the prior site plan for the property. So this site plan identifies all the outdoor storage areas and then also shows the parking configuration.
All right. Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, Taxes Current Engineering. Preliminary review of this site yielded no comments from the Engineering Division. Fire, in regards to the project PSP 250047, as long as fire lanes are maintained, the fire department doesn't see any issues that may affect our operations. AT&T. AT&T does not object to this proposal. We do have facilities in the area, but they should not be affected. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. DTE. DTE Electric Company has received and reviewed the site plan for outdoor storage of miscellaneous construction materials. DTE Electric Company has no objection to the site plan for outdoor storage of miscellaneous construction materials impacting 14230 11 Mile Road, Section 24, per the site plan provided. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. MDOT. The site access is on a MDOT right-of-way, ROW. Any work, driveway modification, sidewalk work, water main tap, sanitary sewer tap, drainage, etc., on MDOT's right-of-way or changes to the drainage system that may impact MDOT system will require a permit. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for outdoor storage of miscellaneous construction materials be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, indicate the following zoning locations on the site plan, and that is number one, provide the R1P, one-family residential and parking district measuring 40 feet wide along the front property lines of 14-220 East 11 Mile Road and 14-240 East 11 Mile Road on the plan. And one has to have that particular R1P residential district on the map so that they can measure to that for any types of regulatory issues. 1B, the building does not front on a public roadway. However, per section 17.02A, the minimum front setback for an M3 zoned property is 150 feet. This property was part of an overall property that included 14-220 and 14-240 East 11 Mile Road. A property split was approved, creating the rear subject property. The rear property has access to 11 Mile Road. However, the north property line of the subject property is still considered a front property line. A variance is required. The building is set back approximately 33 feet from the north property line. A dimension of the building setback shall be provided on the plan. 1C, a note shall be provided stating per section 17.02S, lumber, including wooden pallets or other combustible materials, shall not be stored less than 20 feet from any interior lot line. 1D, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from the light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1E, in the location proposed and due to the surrounding industrial, and that's M3 properties, a trash enclosure may not be necessary. However, if the Planning Commission sees that one shall be provided, the following note shall be provided on the plan. A trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 foot by 10 foot shall be constructed of 6 foot high, brick embossed, poured concrete walls with a 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed upon a minimum 10 foot by 18 foot concrete pad that provides an 8 foot wide apron. Masonry block shall not be used as a construction material. Condition number 2, there is a common ownership between the property in question and the parcels immediately to the north. And those parcels are 13-24-126, 037, 038, and 048. However, the project only involves the southernmost property, that's 039. A copy of the lot split shall be provided to the planning department for review. Condition number 3, there is a recorded ingress-egress document. However, it does not reference the maneuvering lane adjacent to the parking spaces. The easement was recorded at the Macomb County Register of Deeds in Liber 3153, pages 715 to 717. A copy of the easement shall be provided to the planning department. An additional cross-access easement to allow for maneuvering on the adjacent property would be required. This document shall be approved in draft format for form by the city attorney prior to being recorded at the Macomb County Register of Deeds. A copy of the required document shall be provided to the planning department. Condition number 4, a minimum requirement for parking spaces on the site is 12. The plan utilizes the industrial 4.32 subsection 32 and retail 4.22 subsection 22. And actually, I think that's 4.32. No, I guess that's 4.22, parking requirement. All right. Condition number 5, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division. And that is, A, the building does not front on a public roadway, however, per section 17.02A, the minimum front setback for the M3 zone property is 150 feet. This property was part of an overall property that included 14220 and 14240 East 11 Mile Road. A property split was approved, creating the rear subject property. The rear property has access to 11 Mile Road. However, the north property line of the subject property is still considered a front property line. A variance is required. The building is set back approximately 33 feet from the north property line. A dimension of the building setback shall be provided on the plan. And 5B, parking spaces along property lines shall be 22 feet in length. The maneuvering lanes between the parking spaces shall be 22 feet in width. A variance is required from the Zoning Board of Appeals to permit 20-foot-long parking spaces along the east property line and 20 feet and a 20-foot wide maneuvering lane between the east property lines and the parking spaces in front of the building. If approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. And finally, condition number 6, a performance bond, the amount of $30 be posted according to the estimated cost of $1,000 by the petitioner. There is a note here by Planning Commission. The Planning Commission has passed a resolution indicating that if the performance bond is less than $1,000, then the bond to be posted by the petitioner shall be $1,000. And so with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. Before we go to the public hearing, I want to recognize our ex officio, Councilwoman McGee. I didn't see her come in until later. Welcome. And this is a public hearing, so if anyone would like to speak on this item, state your name and address for the record and come up. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Chair, I make a motion to approve with discussion.
I support it. Answer.
There's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Ansar. Discussion.
Okay, to the petitioners, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, as you heard, there are a few recommendations given by Mr. Worth from the planning department. Do you have any discussion or problems with any of them?
Yeah, I just have a couple things to add. One is we got with our title company and we were not able to find the original split because it was done a long time ago. If we could avoid having to provide that split, obviously it was split, but we don't have a copy of it. We could try to search at the county, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to find it. So we'll try. And then secondly, I I was able to find, you know, we do have the easements, though, the ingress egress easements, so that's clear, and we will submit those as requested. And then lastly, the parking on the east side there, because we have 3 more spots than what is required, what I would propose to do is where it shows up on there, where the number 3 is at, that space would be eliminated. That would give us 29 feet there, and then we would be able to comply with these dimensional requirements. We would make the spaces along the property line 22, and then the resulting maneuvering aisle would actually be in excess of 22. It would end up being, I think, 27. So we would then still need a variance for the setback, so which we plan on applying for probably tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, sir. I yield the floor.
Thank you, sir. Any other discussion? To the petitioner, good evening, sir. The only concern I have is, which is one item on our recommendation, is that I don't know the pallets that you're storing things on, if those are wood pallets, they have to be at least 20 feet from an internal lot line. So you just have to make sure you're not putting wood pallets or anything combustible within the 20 feet
I will make sure of it.
of the lot line, for pallets and stuff like that. That can
I
possibly
don't
catch
do a
fire.
lot of pallets, me personally. I think we have 3 or 4 right now, but we'll make sure that those are removed.
Okay, all right. Very good. This was an odd-looking project for us, but I see it's kind of well planned out of how you want to do your storage, so. That was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Ansar. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Yes?
Commissioner Ansar,
Yes.
Commissioner Duze,
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk,
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes, Commissioner Benacki,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Have a nice holiday. Item number 6C.
Item number 6C, site plan for the construction of 4 industrial building additions located on the northwest corner of Stephens Road and Walt Court, including lots 1 to 5 of Walco Industrial Subdivision, number 1, 13001 Stephens Road, and 24101, 24155, 24201, and 24263 Walt Court, Section 26, Davis Garage and Consulting Project Manager, Inc., Thomas R. Kemp, and Kemp Building and Development, PSP 250049. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time in allowing us to present our project. My name is Danny Plantis. I'm a project manager for Kemp Building and Development. I also have our customers, our clients, Mr. Dave Schrage and Derek Kowalski from Locke Industries. And finally, to round out the group, I have our president, Tom Kemp of Kemp Building and Development. Locke Industries is a precision manufacturer of aerospace structural components, and they serve not only the Department of Defense, but also large aerospace companies. They were founded in Warren, Michigan in 2009, but Mr. Schrage's roots go back to 1981. They're blessed that they've been able to secure a large volume of work, namely from Sikorsky Helicopter, beating out several large international companies to bring this work home to Warren, Michigan. And part of that obligation is to increase their manufacturing space and also improve logistics by connecting their 4 buildings into one composite building. So in lieu of relocating or looking at another property or building a new building, they would like to maintain that facility and not disrupt their employees, which a large volume of them are residents of the city of Warren. So they have strong roots, and they want to work with the city to try and make this facility into one uniform building. As you can see on the site plan there, there's 5 existing buildings. They're going to be called A, B, C, D, and E. And there's actually 4 connectors or additions connecting the first 4 buildings, and then a separate addition on the back of the 5th building. We received the review letter, and we appreciate the support and the recommendation to approve. We accept the majority of the recommendations and the corrections on the plan, and there's just a few that we'd like to work with the city to see if we can have additional assistance on some of the other points. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, Taxes Current Engineering. Preliminary review of this site indicates no difficulty in development. Comcast, in response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the test map for the location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation?
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for the construction of 4 industrial building additions be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. A, the overall bearings and distances along the property lines combined shall be indicated on the plan. 1B, in the site data chart, total parking spaces required indicates 70 spaces. The calculation is actually for 70 spaces and shall be changed on the plan. 1C, a note shall be provided stating all outdoor retail sales of items shall be prohibited on the site. 1D, the existing buildings, located south to north shall be labeled A through E on the plan. 1E, the site plan indicates that a second truck well would be constructed to connect to an overhead service door on the east elevation of building addition number 1. Planning staff believes that there isn't a truck well being constructed, but it represents a loading zone. The elevation plan indicates an area as at grade. The petitioner shall check the plan to determine what the use and the area would be. 1F, the industrial building additions located south to north shall be labeled 1 through 5 on the site plan. 1G, a note shall be provided stating open storage of materials shall not be permitted on the site. 1H, the parking area is proposed to be located 10 feet from the south property line, that's Stevens Road. The required front setback is 25 feet. Planning staff would prefer for the petitioner to preserve the 25-foot setback and reduce the total parking spaces by 4 spaces. 1I, 4 parking spaces are indicated in front of and inside building addition number 1. These spaces are unacceptable and shall be removed from the plan. 1J, a total of 8 parking spaces shall be removed from the total parking spaces. 1K, the planning staff would prefer removal of 4 parking spaces and preserve the 20-foot side yard setback along the east property line, that's Wall Court. L, planning staff would prefer removal of 2 spaces and preserving 20-foot side yard setback along the east property line, that's looks like of Wall Court. M, 1M, planning staff would prefer the removal of 1 ADA parking space in the side yard along the setback, and then again along Wall Court. 1N, A note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1O, that's all driveways shall have their widths indicated, measured at the property lines. The driveway to Stevens Road and the 4 driveways along Wall Court being less than 26 feet, minimum wide shall be widened according to city engineering requirements and changed on the site plan. 1P, the asphalt driveway to Stevens Road was installed, I should say appears to be installed, over the existing public sidewalk. When the petitioner replaces the driveway, the asphalt shall be removed from atop of the sidewalk or replace the sidewalk so that the new driveway and the sidewalk are flush, constructed with each other. A note regarding this issue shall be provided on the site plan. 1Q, a note shall be provided stating all landscaped areas shall be automatically irrigated. 1R, a trash enclosure must be provided on the site with the following note stating a trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 foot by 10 foot shall be constructed of 6 foot high brick embossed poured concrete walls with a 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed upon a minimum 10 foot by 18 foot concrete pad that provides an 8-foot apron to the structure. Masonry block shall not be used as a construction material. Condition number 2, the 5 parcels identified as 12-13-26-251-004, 011, 012, and 0616 and 017 shall be combined into one parent parcel. An application shall be submitted to the planning department requesting the approval of the combination. Condition number 3, 2 copies of revised elevation plans shall be submitted indicating the following, and that is 1A, the south elevation of building addition number 1 and the existing building A. 3B, the Planning Commission requires that the west elevation of the building addition be provided with a wainscot to be a minimum 4 feet in height up to 8 feet. That's building addition number 1. And 3C, the Planning Commission requires that the west elevation of the building addition be provided with a wainscot to be a minimum 4 feet in height and up to 8 feet, and that's building addition number 3. Condition number 4, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division, and they are A, to waive 8 parking spaces, and B, to construct the building addition number 4 on the site setback 19.7 feet from the north property line. If approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. And condition number 5, a performance bond in the amount of $33,000 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $1,100,000 by the petitioner. So with that, Mr. Chair, recommendation is submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Worth.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on this item, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn over to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I'd
Yes.
like to make a motion that we approve this with discussion to go over some of the recommendations.
I support it.
That was the motion by Commissioner Tuesday, supported by Mr. Hart. Go ahead with the discussion.
Mr. Plant?
You read my mind.
Yes.
You heard the recommendations. What say you?
Okay, absolutely. And I must back up and say thank you because it took me a while to wrap my head around this because there's a lot of parts and pieces, but we worked real hard, meeting with planning ahead of time to flush out a lot of these issues. And I think we're very, very close. So I can go point for point, but in the interest of time, here's the big ones. The parking on Wall Street, going back to green space versus pavement. The pavement's been there since these buildings were constructed. They work fine as it is. Wall Street is not a heavily traveled road, it's not a residential road. The neighbor across the street, he's got a substantial area of pavement within the green belt requirement. But the biggest reason we would like to keep it pavement is because Locke needs the parking. They will have that many employees when this gets ramped up. So they were asking for 77, I believe, in excess, because that was the head count they had given us with their best guesstimate. If we remove those parking spaces on Wall, it would take us down to 66. And I asked Derek, I says, does this work for you? He says, it's gonna be extremely tight. So as an option, and as a little bit of a negotiation, we can certainly give it back on Stevenson, which is the more primary road. So we can give you the 25-foot green belt there. It's not there currently, right? Yeah, it's not there currently. So we would eliminate those 4 spaces, taking us down from 77 to 73, and that would give them enough buffer to accommodate their parking requirements. And the second item that we'd like to ask some assistance with is increasing the width of all these drives. Again, going back historically, these buildings were constructed that way. Locke, David, since 1981, no changes have been made on any of those approaches. So they weren't put in smaller. At some point, they were allowed to be that size. They function perfectly. They function for the last 50 years. So the question is to go from 22, go up to 26 on 3 or 4 driveways. To me, it's just, there doesn't seem to be a good reason. I think it'd be a better investment invest into the facility versus changing these drives, which functionally work now, and it's just a matter of a couple feet. So we would ask for that help. And then by doing so, those 2 things, my question to Mr. Worth is, would they have to go back and get a variance on an existing condition if we were allowed to keep the pavement and the green belt and the existing widths on the driveways? So I'm asking that. If there's no way we can get around that, well, then we have to go for a variance. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to get a variance for anything. Does that make sense? Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually, that does make some sense. And you've got a lot of driveways after everything's said and done. And you need them. I really like this site plan after everything's said and done. You can go from building 1 to building 3 and not get everything soaked, which is a very good thing. The driveways are one thing. The other thing was do you need a trash enclosure?
Yeah, there is a trash enclosure shown. It wasn't identified in a detail, but it is between building 3 and 4. It's tucked up in that corner. Nope, go to the right a little bit.
Go north.
Yeah, go north, I'm sorry, thank you. Go north. Keep going, a little more. There it is, it's red. So it
Oh,
says-
okay.
And even that, a lot of thought was given into it, where the best and easiest way to locate it, and that's where it ended up.
All right. Are we set in the, for the driveway widths, under 26 feet? Mr. Worth? Is this all the driveways?
The answer is no. That's a requirement, as I've said in here, by the engineering division.
All right.
So those will have to be reviewed by engineering if they say they're okay. Otherwise, I'm not
Fair enough.
gonna argue that.
We're
at
stuck
all.
between a rock and a hard spot no matter what. So building does the final blessing, if you will.
Yeah, on the driveways, I mean, the extra hard surfacing that was mentioned along Wall Court, you know, they just put that in over time. And all we're trying to do is, through the city and through, even down to our master plan, is preserve front yard setback. On Wall Court, I have to admit, it's kind of intense there. I'm not that hyper about it, but I wanted to list it. Stevens, Stevens Road, I wanted exactly to stay.
But on Wall,
Yeah.
we're perfectly willing to enhance the landscaping. We're putting a lot in there now.
You did,
So
yes.
we would offer that as well.
Okay. Okay, so being able to retain those parking spaces along Wall Court would satisfy the parking needs.
Right. And then they wouldn't have to go to ZBA?
There's one thing that they'd have to go to ZBA on, and that is 1B, okay? The building, go to that north one up there.
All right, so again, solutions, if that's the only variance we would have to go for, I spoke with our customer, and we would reduce the addition to comply with the 20-foot setback. It wouldn't affect their facility, that addition would just be 4 inches narrower.
And I understand that it was proposed to be in line with the other building that's at, 19.7 feet, and we're only that much, okay? The distance, and is not much, but the point is,
Right.
I mean, that's a variance, or move it in, notch it.
If we move it 0.3 feet south, then they're clean.
No, not 3 feet,
0.3.
0.3, yes.
0.3,
That's it, that's all. Change that.
I don't think you'd have a problem with 0.3 feet.
Well, we can agree that we're not gonna win an award for perfect geometry on this board.
Get your scale out.
I think Commissioner Duce will be out there, though, a year from now measuring this, so.
Oh,
you have
yes,
to be-
along with our chair.
That's true. You have experience, don't you?
And he's got the yo-yo to measure it. I'd like to see this without going to ZBA. If there's anything we can do not to have it go to ZBA, because an operation like this in Warren is a feather in our cap, and we should do everything to keep something like this in the city. No, this is very, very specialized, and there's very few places that can do stuff like this. And to have this kind of capability in the city of Warren speaks volumes about not only where they are, but the employees that work there. And I'm a big proponent of technology, but this is really very, very cool. And I want to see this happen. And if we don't have to go to ZBA, then even better. But if we have to go wider on a driveway on Stevens, fine.
All right. I will, okay, so the last thing I'll say is that we could eliminate K and L and M. That's one K, one L, one M. I'd like to take O out of the first part and just create that as its individual condition. Okay. I'm looking at my stack.
Two spaces and preserving a 20-foot side yard?
What's that?
You said take L, you want to treat that separately?
I want to treat it separately. So, you know, we have one with all these, and then this will be like number 2, and then 3, and so on and so forth. The only reason I want to do that is so that you can go to the engineering division, you can talk to them about these driveways.
Well, L
And-
was about the two spaces.
All right, no, I said O, not L, O,
And I'm not gonna say O, I'm gonna say correct.
correct.
So take O out in the driveway, that's an engineering
And
understanding.
that'll be on its, yeah, I'm just going to change it to,
Okay,
all right, and then you're going to change the size of the building addition. That will take out all this. So 4 ends up being eliminated. All right?
and 4B is eliminated, and we're conceding to go to,
You still have to go to variance for parking spaces? I don't know how many.
no, we don't.
Oh, okay, then 4 is out
Okay.
in its entirety.
And you know why, because.
Yes, I do.
Got it. And when we're done, I got 2 more things. So for clarity, there is a recessed truck well. That area is recessed. We're gonna change the drawing. They need another recessed truck well.
Okay.
And then the only other items, Lock Industries, they don't have irrigation system now. And I heard from Noack Krause, the engineers, that one possible option is to have hose bibs on the building. And they have maintenance staff that could water these plantings if they needed it. If it's a deal breaker and we have to have it, we will concede. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Did you guys hear that? So the truck well is recessed, and the only other item was the automatic sprinkler system for the plantings. And we were told an option from the engineers could possibly be exterior hose bibs, and they can take care of the watering themselves because they do have maintenance staff. But if that's not a possibility, since you've been so gracious with your other options, we would put one in. And that's all I got.
Fair enough. Last but not least, I can't imagine Loc Industries doing all outdoor retail sales. Are you selling helicopter parts on the street?
Why, did you buy any?
No.
You like technology. No.
But, no, if we can do all this without going to ZBA, that would be ideal.
Agreed.
And my motion still stands.
All right, excuse me?
Yeah.
So he spoke of the, how to water, how to, take care of the landscaping. He can put a note on the site plan that says exactly that people, they can water everything by hand. They don't have to have the underground system.
Perfect,
All right,
perfect.
I would suggest that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone else like to speak?
Yes, Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
okay. I have a question to petitioner. Yes. So you mentioned that you guys are making component for defense, right?
I'm sorry, that last part, sir?
Helicopters or something you say. So how many employees are working there now?
So now is the right time to bring in Derek and David so they can answer that question.
Good evening, I'm Derek Kowalski from Lock Industries, I'm the president. We have 28 employees currently.
20 employees are,
28.
28 employees? So there is a 5 existing buildings there, right?
Yep.
and adding 4 more.
Correct.
Right, so how many more employees will be like added?
So our long-term plan is to get close to the 70 employees. So we grow very methodically in how we do things. So we're a very vertically integrated company. We do a lot of different processes in-house. So a lot of our processes are spread out through all of these buildings. Right now, we're operating mostly in the main building, Plant 1, growing into all of them as we get more and more work through all the primes and OEMs.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? To the petitioner, good evening, sir. Was one thing I noticed, I made a note, I'm trying to figure out where I saw it. It says there's 4 areas where the storm sewers are going to need to be rerouted.
Correct,
So you're aware of rerouting the storm sewers on that?
correct.
Okay. So you're able, because you're adding more buildings, you're displacing more ground area to where water can go, so you're gonna have to maybe up the storm sewers to handle the extra water, or?
So in our initial meetings with all the team from planning and engineering and building, yes, the engineer was there. Engineers from our consultant, Noack and Fraus, was there, and they have a path. It's not engineered yet, but that's why I kind of chuckled when it said engineering's got no comments. I'm like, that's the hardest part, but we're confident we'll get there.
My other concern also is the 19 feet, 0.7 inches, which is like about 4 inches. Right now, it lines up with the existing building.
Correct?
So if you move that addition in 4 inches, I don't really see, other than being in the setback, aesthetically looking at it, it's gonna look kind of weird if it goes down this jogged in 4 inches to go to the corner.
Well, I wouldn't be too concerned with that. A, it's in the back, rarely ever seen. The only thing back there is the fire lane for fire trucks, and there's offsets. You know, it's very common to have offsets in buildings. So if we need to move it 12 inches for aesthetics, we can move it 12 inches. The point is, the building is only going to be accessed from the addition is through the existing overhead door versus seeing that notch on the inside. They're not bringing a crane bay through, they're not bringing racking through. So really, it really makes no difference whether it's a foot off or it's in line.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That was a motion by Commissioner Duzay, supported by Commissioner Hawk. Roll call.
Commissioner Duzay?
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Most definitely, yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Benecki?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve, and good luck with your project, sir.
Thank you, but I have one more request, and that is that I allow Mr. Schrage to thank you personally, because he's very prideful. He's told me many times of being a business owner in this city. So, Mr. Schrage?
Thank you. Thank you very much, all you commissioners, very, very much. My name is Dave Schrage. I've been in this city of Warren since 1981, and this is my 4th company in this city. And I'm honored to say that Derek is the president and also an owner of Locke Industries, which we've had for 16 years. And he's come up to the ranks as far as 19 years old to be president and owner of this company. And I appreciate it very much for what we are going to be doing for the city of Warren by bringing in more jobs and more people, and to be a defense. My first 2 companies were in automotive, and I can say is I'm thankful very much for each and every one of you for taking the opportunity of hearing us and letting us grow a corporation in the city of Warren. Thank you very much. And I also want to say, I know some have been to our plant. I wish each and every one of you would come to our facility to show you what we plan on doing in the city of Warren, because it's not only going to stop here. As time goes on, we want the other side of the block also. And that means we got to get rid of the marijuana guys, but that's okay. We got time. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir, for your presence in the city and supporting the city, and it's been a pleasure working with you. Have a nice holiday, everyone. Item number 6D.
Item number 6D, site plan for parking lot located on the west side of Blackstone Avenue, approximately 335 feet north of Timken Avenue, 23747 Blackstone Avenue, Section 26, Madrav, Peter Francis, and Amber Blackstone LLC, PSP 250048. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mudaffar
Good evening.
Fancy.
Good evening.
Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
We are a processing facility, less than 3,000 square foot. We're just trying to figure out, we're trying to get everything in line so that everything goes well with you. We can get on the road. With our parking situation and the landscaping, we went over some of the recommendations. There's a couple of things that we wanted to bring up as far as like the parking situation. We can get rid of the parking on the side and along the back. That's not an issue. We can as well restore the gate that was along the front that blocked off the back part of the building. Like, so there's be no access to the back of the building unless you unlock the gate. As well as put our dumpster behind that gate too, so that it is not in view of anything. Again, we're just gonna be a processing, white label, nothing, right, just packaging, no big machinery, nothing like that. And it's 3,000 square foot minus the bathroom and the office, so it's less than 2,500 square foot. We're not gonna have that many employees, 2 to 3 max. So, yeah, we just wanna get it going.
Thank you. Correspondence?
Correspondence, Texas Current Engineering. Preliminary review of this site indicates that Planning Commission approval should be contingent upon the petitioner's compliance with the following conditions. Number 1, the 3 parking spaces at the west rear side of the building do not have adequate drive aisle. Number 2, also those parking spaces must have minimum 20 inch of depth. Number 3, it is indicated that 14.5 inches wide drive aisle on the north side, meeting the minimum width requirement. Comcast, in response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the test map for the location of Comcast CATV and fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for a parking lot be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. A note shall be provided stating all outdoor retail sales of items shall be prohibited on the site. 1B, the parking area is asphalt, hard surface to the east property line, that's Blackstone Avenue. A variance would be required to hard surface this front yard setback area, 25 feet in width or 21 feet at the building setback line. 1C, provide a concrete sidewalk in front of the access door. 1D, indicate the access door located on the north elevation of the building at the west end. 1E, a note must be provided stating open storage of materials shall not be permitted on the site. 1F, several issues were observed with the parking space layout as follows, and that's number 1. The parallel parking spaces are indicated as 10 feet in width. All parallel parking spaces along a property line shall have a width of 12 feet, not 10 feet. This change would cause the maneuvering lane to change from 14.5 feet to 12.5 feet. A two-way maneuvering lane shall be 20 feet in width, or a one-way maneuvering lane shall be 15 feet in width. There is no turnaround at the west or rear end of the site, therefore, none of these parking spaces are permitted. Finally, the first proposed parking space is proposed in the 21-foot front setback area, 9 feet in width. The hard surface area shall be removed and replaced with grass and one tree. F2, the 3 angled parking spaces that include a van accessible space to meet the ADA standard would not be permitted because the maneuvering lane along the west property line would only be 5 feet in width. Planning staff has observed that only 2 parking spaces would be permitted if parked side by side, that's north and south, behind the building, and use the entire area between the north property line and the north side of the building as a 2-way maneuvering lane. 1G, a note shall be provided stating, all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at the ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1H, the site shall be provided with 1 tree in the front of the building and 1 tree in the grass area between the sidewalk and the street curb along Blackstone Avenue, and 1 tree planted in the proposed parking space in the northeast corner of the site, as noted before. 1I, a note shall be provided stating all landscaped areas shall be automatically irrigated. 1J, label the existing fence and its height between the southwest corner of the building and the southwest corner of the property on the plan. 1K, a trash enclosure must be provided on the site with the following note stating a trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 feet by 10 feet shall be constructed of 6-foot-high brick embossed poured concrete walls with 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed upon a minimum 10-foot by 18-foot concrete pad that provides an 8-foot wide apron. Masonry blocks shall not be used as a construction material. Number 2, the following variance may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division, and that is the parking area is asphalt hard surfaced to the east property line, that's Blackstone Ave. A variance would be required to hard surface this front yard setback area 25 feet in width or 21 feet or a 21-foot building setback line. If approved, the variance shall be added to the revised site plan. And condition number 3, a performance bond, the amount of $234 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $7,800 by the petitioner. Note that the planning staff believes that the proposed bond, the amount is too low. Given the fact that a trash enclosure and trees are part of the improvements, a new estimate shall be provided closer to $40,000, resulting in a bond in the amount of $1,200. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. If anybody would like to speak on this item, please come forth, state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Chair, Make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support Benecki.
There's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Benecki. Discussion?
Yes. Thank you, Chair. To the petitioner, just being that this is for, parking lot improvements, the only thing I have is under F1, you have any problems with that particular part of the recommendations?
Along the parallel parking spaces,
Yes.
we can get rid of those. That's not an issue at all.
Okay. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Anyone else like to discuss anything? Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so I get my understanding here, you're gonna eliminate the parallel parking spaces on the side,
Correct.
and you're gonna eliminate the 2 parking spaces in the back for the ADA also?
Mm-hmm.
But you still have a dumpster in the corner. Do you have enough garbage to where it require a dumpster?
Not really, no.
So what do you do with your trash?
Well, right now, we're not doing anything, so we don't have any trash. But there's not gonna be that much. I was gonna order like the smallest dumpster available, because we're not gonna have that much trash.
Okay,
The dumpster that you see in the picture
yes,
is for the other building. That's behind it.
okay,
That's not for this building, that's for the other building.
okay. So I guess the question I have, in some places when they don't have a lot of trash, they just take it with them or take it with them,
Yeah, I
so you
mean,
don't have to have a
yeah.
dumpster.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be a possibility, for sure.
Is
If
it-
that was what we had to do, that's what we will do.
I'm just trying to think of options, because like I say, you can put a dumpster in there, but it's gonna cost some money.
Right.
But, if you can take the trash with you, or have a way you remove the trash yourself where you wouldn't need the dumpster,
Yeah.
then that would save you an expense.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely doable.
Okay. All right, very good, because I did have some questions on the parking spaces on the side, because I didn't see how that was really gonna work.
Yeah,
there.
no, those,
So-
we can get rid of those without, that's not a problem at all.
Okay, are you still gonna have ADA parking in the front?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I think that's all of my questions, so, that was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Benecki. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes?
Commissioner Benecki?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Hogg?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project.
Thank you. You guys
Have a good evening, have a good holiday.
You as well.
Item number 7, correspondence, 7A.
Item number 7, site plan for religious center building addition to add second story located on the north side of 12 Mile Road, approximately 1,137 feet west of Mount Road, 5491 12 Mile Road, Section A, Ruhul Mumin, and Center for Dawa and Research, Inc. PSP 250021, letter to petitioner, approved by the Planning Commission on June 2nd, 2025, the required variances to waive both the 8 feet wide greenbelt and 6 feet wide concrete wall that is required along the north property line and to construct a building addition to the east property line were denied by the Zoning Board of Appeals on November 12, 2025. As a result of the variance denials, the current site plan is no longer valid. Thank you.
So I need a motion to receive and file this letter.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Chair, I second to receive and file.
That was a motion by Commissioner Duze, supported by Commissioner Halawadi. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 7B.
7B, site plan for open storage for disposal tires and rims located on the southeast corner of 9 Mile Road and Husner Avenue, approximately 848 feet east of Grossback Highway, 13406 East 9 Mile Road, Section 35, Andrayan Abdul Masaya and J&A Collision, Milad Yusuf and A to Z Tire Shop, PSP 250042, petitioner denial letter denied by the Planning Commission on November 17, 2025. Thank you.
Need a motion to receive and file this letter?
Support Maury.
I bring motion.
That was a motion by Commissioner Moore, supported by Commissioner Hawk. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 8, old business, seeing none. Item number 9, 9A, bond release.
9A, site plan for open storage of trucks and trailers located on the east side of Shaner Road, approximately 600 feet north of 9 Mile Road, 23170 Shaner Road, Section 25, Terraville LLC, and Ramona Cian, PSP 250014, approved on May 12, 2025, cash bond posted in the amount of $1,000. Project complete, release the bond.
Need a motion to release the bond?
I bring motion to release the bond.
Support Maury.
That was a motion by Commissioner Hawk, supported by Commissioner Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 9B.
9B, site plan for new Panera drive-through restaurant located west of Mount Road, approximately 360 feet north of Waterview Drive, Section 8, 30093 Mount Road, Teresa Padu Williams, Ainsburg, PSP 190051, approved on November 9, 2019, surety bond posted in the amount of $4,500. Project complete, release the bond.
I need a motion to release the bond.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support Maury.
That was a motion by Commissioner Duzay, supported by Commissioner Moore, to release the bond of $4,500. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 10, new business, discussion of and review of the 2026-2027 planning department budget.
I got nothing to say.
Well, good evening, Planning Commission. We have before you here a draft of the Planning Commission and Planning Department proposed fiscal budget. That's July 1st of 2026 through June 30th of 2027. Seems like a long time, frankly. But I'm just going to go through this in general, so to speak. We have a really, what I call a good table of contents. You can see everything, where things are in general. And I'm going to just lead through as I go. If you have any questions, maybe it's best just to speak out, and we'll discuss it. But, so page 1, that's this planning description. That's what's required by the budget office, and we've made no changes to that. We start with the letter memorandum, and that is to the mayor regarding our budget that we're required to do. And we run through here with just a general discussion about things that have gone on with this planning department and planning commission. Page 3 is accomplishments in the fiscal year of 2025 to 26. It's needless to say, it's a lot of hard work that you see here, and commercial work and industrial work. And we discuss it pretty closely about the square footages of all that has been approved by this board. I'll go to page number 4, and then we come to the various projects in the fiscal year that we've been working on, that we've been involved with. And I'll kind of run down through this. The very first one is we looked, well, there's a completed draft of the new zoning ordinance. That's by Beckett and Rader. It's currently in the hands of the staff, and we're having internal reviews with the rest of those concerned, needless to say, especially the attorney's office. And we're going over it and making changes as we walk through it. But soon it will come to you for you to review and make comment on. Ultimately, we'll have a new zoning ordinance next year that we all can work with. So it's going to be quite a change. You have to get used to new things, and the staff will too. So you're not going to be alone when it comes to interpretations. So that has to do with the zoning ordinance. There's zoning maps. We'll get around to the mapping part. We had staff participation with Macomb County housing meetings. They had quite a few, and we've learned a lot about housing, needless to say. We get statistics and that sort of thing from the Chamber of Commerce, SEMCOG, and other interested parties. Tax Increment Finance Authority. We work with TIFA on very important work that they do in the corridor, in the Van Dyke corridor area. Staff assistance to the city attorney's office when it comes to zoning ordinance, and the BTRC is going to be, I'm going to say it like it's real, Mary, okay? The business, it's called the Business Technology and Research Campus, and we think it'll be real next year. And what's recently come on board is a workforce housing missing middle type of overlying zones we're looking at to try to help improve the housing options here in this town. We've, let's see, looking down through here. I guess the rest of it, I mean, you can see, we've worked with a number of different things. The Redevelopment Ready Committee for the state certification, I'm still working hard on that. And along with the economic development people at the city, and we want to certainly earn that status when we finally get around to it. We've had new BSNA programs. We've worked with DDA on certain things, and there's participation in the town center steering committee meetings. Right. It goes on. We also have staff liaison who for and sits on the new Historic District Commission. It's been going on. Been helping those people out. We still looking at the new 37th District Court location, but that's could be a financial concern, and we sure hope that that all gets worked out. The staff worked with the assistance of the two new fire stations, Shana Road and Van Dyke Avenue, and the staff sits with on the SEMCOG board, the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments. And from there, we've got the prior Planning Commission and department budgets. You can see how obviously things have gone up and then gone down. So I'm going to move on to there's page 6, and this is really, we call it titled Anticipated Activities for Fiscal Year 26 to 27. And there's like 32 items. I don't think I'm going to go through them all, but those are the current ones. We have special projects that we work on. We have short-range projects, and we have long-range projects. So That's another 25, so there's over 50 different types of things that keep us busy, and all of these are, believe me, worthwhile to the development of this city. I'm on page 8, and I'm looking at the statements regarding the personnel. You see everyone listed here, except for the bottom one, office assistant, that's vacant, but it is not going to be vacant. Soon to have a new person start as an office assistant on the 12th of December. So we're happy to get a full staff again. We've got statements here regarding operating expenses and the budget items, general labeled items, you know, our permanent employees, overtime, meeting allowance, office supplies, contractual services, postage, vehicle maintenance. We actually have to pay that. We don't have a vehicle, but we do use one from the Public Service Department every once in a while. Printing and publishing, membership dues for different places. SEMCOG, again, takes up the majority of that.
Yeah.
There's office equipment. And there is a proposed budget for a vehicle. We'll see where that goes to. There are budget-approved projects that you can see. You can see the year approved, and as you read from the top to bottom, how they're listed. Most recent one is the Climate Action Plan. We're talking to the City Council about that. Just have to clarify a few things, and we hope to get that going. But before that, what we have active, the Active Mobility Plan, number 7 you see there. The Green Space Conservation Plan, we're still working on that. That's number 6. BTRC Ordinance, that's number 4. I'm going backward here. Zoning Ordinance and Master Plan. Page 12, projected revenue for 2026 through 2027. And you can see what we charge the public for development purposes, and how many we anticipate to come through the doors, so to speak, and we'll get more different types of development throughout this town, hopefully. And so that's the end of page 13, the end of the letter that is sent to the mayor. So after page 13, we come to the Planning Commission and Staff organizational chart. This is the proposed one, and if you look down to where it says Planner 1, that's David Crabtree, that's Amanda, Micah, and both of them are assistant planners, and we hope to see about promoting them to Planner 1s. Right now, they're doing Planner 1 work, so they need to be Planner 1s. So we're going to work to get that through. The vacant spot here is this assistant planner, GIS specialist. We're looking for somebody who has that type of specialty, not only planning, but geographic informational specialist, who can help with some more of the needs that we anticipate having here in the future. And we're looking to have an official office coordinator. That is Melissa, moving up from the senior administrative secretary, and that's well deserved there. So That's our belief. Next page is how it exists right now. As I move through here, this whole schedule, just for your information, it's a rather archaic way of displaying this because that's what it used to be. They being the budget director and that group have another way to present this. But this we kind of like, and we do it for presentation purposes. And when you see Schedule 1, and this is the Department of Planning, and when you look at page 16, it looks at everyone, has their wages, you can see where everyone's at, needless to say, an overtime statement. Move on to page 17, Schedule number 3. These are performance objectives, and how many we think in the past it shows. It gives you a comparison. And we're talking about Planning Commission public. We start with that, the public hearings, site plans and minor amendments, rezonings, and moves on with various different things that we do, even down to committee of the whole meetings. So they're all in there and listed what we think, what we've had and what we think will come about in the future. Page 18, that's a 5-year budget for personnel. That's something that the budget director likes to see. And then we get to page 19, and that's where we're talking about the position requested, and that's 2 planner 1s. And certainly that's our description of why we firmly believe that we need to have 2 planner 1s. And then there's, you can look at the qualifications and required qualifications. Next page, page 20. That's the assistant planner GIS specialist. You can read that. And that's a description of what we're looking for them to do and who we can hopefully potentially hire. And you've got the same thing, qualifications, desirable ones, and required qualifications for that position. Next page, 21. And where are we? The permanent employees. And again, it's listed on what the assistant planner GIS specialist is. Next page, overtime for the staff. This breaks down the budget individually. Page 23, now we're looking at the meeting allowance. Now, maybe you can hear me, I heard myself. And you can easily see what this is, the meeting allowance at $75 apiece. We're gonna have one joint meeting now with the ZBA. There's a special meeting in there. There's a PUD review meeting, perhaps. Committee, Council of Commissions representative. The Master Plan Committee, the Bylaws and Rules Procedure Committee, and the Climate Action Plan, RFP, is coming up. So that's what the meeting allowance is all about. Next page, just general information, 24, about the office supplies. Yeah. So take a look through there. And we've got the contractual services on page 25. That's court reporter, sign language, miscellaneous items, consultant for zoning map maintenance, a technical consultant for projects, special individual things. ESRI, and that's $20,000 for programs, learning, and service credits. So all that is needed to help us continue to be on top of that technology. Okay. Next page is just simply postage, vehicle maintenance, that's the page 27, excuse me. Printing and publishing, 28. Our membership dues as, and what they cost, frankly, for all of us, and some of the professional staff. And now we get down to page 30. There happens to be a copier printer, $20,000, and the one we have is, it's working hard, but it's not going to work too much longer. Let's just put it that way. So we need to have that replaced, and that's what our maintenance person told us here recently. New vehicles on there, we'll see where that goes. And that's it. That's what we have in the budget. I know I went fast, but if you have any questions regarding it all, I'll make an attempt to answer. And if I don't do well, then we'll get Melissa, the expert, up here, who can answer questions better than I.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Worth?
Chair?
Chair,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
I just want to commend Mr. Worth and his staff for putting such a thorough proposal through for our proposed budget for the coming fiscal year. I think it's very thorough and enough where we have to digest all this. And I'm sure if we have questions, we could come back to Mr. Worth at a later date.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do we have any vehicle right now for planning department?
Do
Do you have any vehicle right now?
any people
No,
in the?
no, any vehicle, any, like, cars, yeah. Do
Oh,
you have
car,
any?
no, we
Yes.
don't.
No?
No, we, when we need one, we get one from the Public Service Department. We had one, but it wasn't in the greatest condition, and so we just don't use one.
So planning to purchase one, right?
Yeah.
Next fiscal year.
So, excuse me?
Good. No, I see on the budget, there is a planning to purchase a vehicle, right, next year. You understand?
I can't, you're saying something, and excuse me, I'm not hearing you well.
He's saying we're planning to purchase a vehicle.
Oh, okay. Yes, we're planning to purchase one. We'll try. We tried last year. We'll keep trying until maybe we can get one. It'd be better if we had our own, and we can monitor it and keep it clean and all that sort of thing. Keep it maintained well.
Yes,
That's
we
what
think
we
it's,
hope to do.
yeah, we think it's very important, we need a departmental vehicle, so you can do the site visit easily, yes.
Yeah.
Good. And, the back-end positions,
The what?
there is a two back-end positions, right?
I'm
Two
not hearing.
back-end, two vacant positions?
Two vacant
Yes.
positions. No, there's one.
This is one?
Well, are you looking at the chart? Because the
Yes.
chart would say, if you're looking at the office assistant, that's being filled.
Okay.
Yeah, office assistant says vacant, and
Yes.
assistant planner specialist, vacant.
Right.
Well, the
Yes.
office assistant is gonna go to work on the 12th of December, So that's filled.
Okay.
And then we'll have just this open assistant planner, GIS specialist, open. And
Okay.
we hope they understand why we need one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions for Mr. Worth?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I have a discussion for the commission, but maybe I can also bring it up with Mr. Worth in here. So if we have some discussions, are we reviewing this in the next meeting, or this discussion should be brought up right now? So I just wanted to put forward something that I think that we had done last year. It didn't go through council, but I thought we'd give it a try again, like the way we're giving it a try with the new vehicle. So is that a point for right now or for the next meeting?
Well, go ahead. Mary, did you want to say something on that?
Mr. Chair, the commission would vote on the budget before the end of the calendar year. I believe that would be December 15th, the last
Yes,
meeting.
next
Okay.
meeting.
But that's in the
2 weeks.
bylaws.
Okay.
You vote to make the recommendation to the mayor and council.
Okay, so any discussion should be probably done tonight. Okay, so with that, on page 22, I know definitely there's something that says allocating $9,000 for the planning staff to attend the special meetings like city council and any of the other meetings. So I was wondering, definitely this is something with the discussion of the other commissions in here. I feel like there should be also a little bit of a budget allocated for the planning commissions to attend some of these meetings too, because sometimes we do get called last minute. And then if I recall, just 2 weeks ago, it was a 3 p.m. call, and we were asked by the mayor to attend some of these meetings. So definitely if someone's making a big adjustment to their work schedule, for me personally, it seems like something that should be accommodated, but definitely wanted to bring it up with the rest of the commission to see how they feel about requesting some money away for the planning commissions to attend these city meetings that is requested by the mayor or some of these other special meetings. So that is one of the items I wanted to bring forth. With that, on page 23, I know we had asked for this maybe last year, if I'm not mistaken, that didn't go forward. The meeting allowance of $75 per meeting, we did ask, and we probably asked too much, was $150. So I wanted to also bring it up with the commission that maybe we do ask for an increase this time. Maybe the council will be nice enough to approve it this time. On their own words, I know they had mentioned the fact that Planning Commission and the ZBA committee is two of the commissions that are most important, right, for the whole city of Warren. With the amount of work that we have done in 2025 and increasing in 2026, I definitely feel like it is something that is reasonable to ask. Maybe we can come up with a reasonable amount that we should ask for an increase, but with the inflation going up ever since I started in 21, we have been in 75. So that's not the same amount of money I pay for gas. When I paid for 2021, that's not the same money I pay right now in 2025. So definitely feel like something that is reasonable to ask, and maybe we should bring it up with the commission on this agenda and maybe include that in there. And so those both are up for discussion, but if we go to page 31, with purchasing the new vehicle, I just had a question on it. So if this vehicle is for the planning department and for the new site inspections and attending the MAP conference and some of the other regional meetings that are out there, so does that mean it will also include the planning commissions in it, or it would be only for the planning staff?
Planning staff,
Planning staff, okay.
yeah. It's planning staff, but if there was like a joint meeting where a planning commissioner wanted to ride along, I don't think that would be a problem at all.
Okay.
So.
No, wanted to get that clarification.
we
Thank
could,
you.
If it was like a local thing, or if we were going to Lansing, or for one of the meetings, you could, I don't see why that would be a problem, even insurance-wise, that you show up at City Hall and we all go together in the vehicle that we have.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you for that clarification. With that, I'll definitely leave it up to the chair to discuss the other two items on page 22 and 23.
Anybody else have anything else? Okay, I had an item I want to discuss on page 12. Item E, performance bond inspection for all site plan approvals. It says no fee for the first inspection, $50 for each subsequent inspection. It's a number anticipated 50, but then estimated amount's only $500.
I didn't know which one, what's that, okay.
The amount's only at 500 because there is no fee for the first inspection.
So it's just
So
a
we
case of,
anticipate most of them to be released at the first inspection.
Okay.
There's not too many re-inspections that need to be done.
all right, thank you.
Yep.
You said page 22 and 23?
Yeah, 22 and 23.
I would suggest that you all read through this again.
Yeah.
And come up with, you know, whatever else.
Yeah, I think we should
and-
get in more depth to it.
Yes.
And then bring
Yeah.
those things up next time. But I do agree with the increase. As far as how much, I'm not really sure. It might even be here in fine print, you know, they put a lot of things in fine print because they don't want us to see things. But anyway, we'll get a chance to look at it, and at the next meeting, we'll be able to
Right, and whatever.
make a better discussion on it.
Whatever's
and
needed,
vote on
if amendments you think are needed, please present them.
it. Okay,
And like I said, this is a draft, so.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Worth. Thank you, Melissa,
Thank-
and all the planning staff for all you do.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. Next meeting, are we going to approve it, or are we gonna go discussion and then after this, after next meeting, we'll
No,
approve it?
we can discuss what we gotta discuss next meeting, and we'll approve it next meeting.
So we will discuss it and then we'll approve, you know, if there is any change, we'll change it, then we'll
Yeah.
decide.
Next
Okay,
meeting.
thank you.
Okay. Okay, item number 11, citizen participation.
We need to do receive and file. Right?
Well, you can make a motion to receive and file the draft for the planning commission budget, yes. Need a motion then. Just
we
to
need
receive
that?
and file it.
It's nothing to receive, it's just a draft.
It is already attached in this meeting.
Well-
Do you need to receive and file? We do? Okay.
You wanna receive
Yes,
and file?
motion to receive and file.
Okay, makes a motion.
You making the motion to receive and file?
Yes, I am.
Commissioner Ansar, make a motion to receive and file, supported by
I'll support it.
Commissioner Duzay. There's a motion by Commissioner Ansar to receive and file, supported by Commissioner Duzay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item number 11, citizen participation. Anyone like to come up and speak? You have 3 minutes. Say your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to number 12, Planning Commission Business. A Planning Director's report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Just sort of not quite a whole week. I had some time off during this one. This is the time of year that we all seem to have extra time to burn off, so to speak, so I had some time off. But just a few highlights here. There was a discussion on the 18th with Councilman Noonan and Michelle, myself. We talked quite a bit about the Climate Action Plan and trying to move this RFP forward. And so we talked considerably long about what needs to be done. But I'm going to be approaching City Council with a thought process on review of the RFP from the beginning, clarify things that are not understood, and hopefully we can get that, that particular plan moving forward. We had a staff, our own staff budget hearing here this, prior to this. We've gone over this several times, just trying to make sure that it's to your exception. I attended a city council meeting. It was just a lot split approval. That was on the 18th. On the 19th, I attended a meeting with the Greenway, I think they're calling it the Greenway Bikeway, that they're thinking about joining together with 4 communities. Stevens Road from Centerline going east. And so we've been going through the steps of that particular one. It kind of sounds like the Van Dyke Corridor study, but it's not as much as that, not nearly. But still, it's an area where they thought that it was well worth it. They did obtain, I believe, a grant for us to match with and see all 4 communities and see if we can come up with a decent plan for that. Let me see. Of special note, actually I think they call it on Ryan Road, the place where they sell flags, the Rocket flag, okay, business there. They came to us with a proposal to add a building addition and more open storage. They've gained a building, they've purchased a building, so they're a growing business. It's fantastic, and but they need more of a warehouse, that type of thing. So just wanted to let you know that they wanted to expand. And then on the 25th, there was a discussion with Stellantis, and they're going to be expanding their operation. The main, not the main part, but the part of Chrysler there, let me put it that way, along Sherwood Avenue from 8 Mile North. And through there's some additional things that they want to do. They'll have to come to us for site plan approval to do them. They're not that massive, but still what the improvements are necessary for the operation. I'll explain it later in that particular one. It's kind of detailed. So basically those are a few things other than doing the findings and trying to keep up with everybody else. So that's what I have. That's what I have there.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Worth? Seeing none. Item 12B, Planning Commission discussion and concerns.
Chair, through you, or maybe to also the attorney, as maybe a few of you noticed, unfortunately we're down one commissioner. I want to ask her, is it important that we have an assistant secretary, or should one be elected, or how does that go forward now, because we do not no longer have an assistant secretary?
Most likely the chair would appoint to fill the vacancy for the remainder of the term, but let me get back to the commission at the next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Process. Okay,
Fair enough.
thanks.
That's all.
Thank you.
I yield the floor.
All right, any
Mr.
other
Chair?
questions?
I have the, I'd like to bring up something, and kind of similar to what Mr. Halawadi just brought up. I want to kind of mention something from the bylaws real quick. So according to section 5.4, sorry for kind of reading this, but I do want to read this and have this in the record. Planning Commission members are expected to attend all meetings of the Planning Commission. In order for a member to be excused from a scheduled meeting, the member shall notify either the planning director or a commission officer of the expected absence by at least 3 p.m. of the day of the meeting. Any commissioner who is not excused by the commission and misses 3 consecutive meetings or 25% of the regular meetings in a calendar year may be asked to resign. So with that, I have a couple comments that I like to make, and I just want to kind of bring it forward. Like the way I was notified just earlier today that one of the commission, our assistant secretary, has not been reappointed, and that is definitely up to the discretion of the council to decide who can be reappointed or not. However, as I had an opportunity to watch the videos and kind of learn the specific reasonings that were given were related to this specific bylaws that we have, especially regarding the absenteeism that Ms. Chowdhury had. So I know one of the things that was mentioned is that during the 6-month probation that she had missed 1 meeting. From my recollection, I do remember Ms. Chowdhury giving, I believe, a month notice or at least 2-week notice. She had mentioned it in the meeting. She had mentioned it to our planning director from my knowledge too. So I know giving this reasoning and kind of not reappointing someone does not seem fair. That's just my opinion. Another thing I want to mention, actually a couple of the things I want to mention, and because it has mentions the fact that if you miss 3 consecutive meetings, it doesn't mention you missed 3 meetings throughout the whole year. If I miss today's meeting, next 15th meeting, and the January's meeting, I may be asked to resign, right? However, that's not the case with Ms. Chowdhury. One of the things I noticed is that if I miss next meeting, I may be asked to resign because, and I really applaud Ms. McGee in here, our councilwoman, because she had asked the question that what is the scenario when someone has an emergency situation? If my mom gets sick tomorrow, I think my importance lies being home with my family, and that is something that is definitely understandable. But if I do not come to the public and do not make that a public comment that my mom is sick, I feel like that's against the HIPAA policy. Not that I feel like that is against the HIPAA policy for me to notify the whole public what is going on at home. That was something that Ms. Chowdhury had mentioned. What was the reasoning for her missing these meetings in 2024? Those were the reasonings. So kind of leaving all that out, when Ms. McGee asked the question that what should a commissioner do when they have to miss this meeting, they were asked that, oh, they should resign. So next time when I'm sick and I come in here and I'm coughing and you guys all get sick, please do not come at me on the following meeting and say, oh, you just came in here. Because I love serving the community, I love being here, but I guess I'm gonna show up next time when I'm sick. That is exactly what's gonna happen, because we may be asked to look at these specific times, excused or not, because all of the attendance issues that she had were excused, and she had notified the commission, not at 3 p.m., not at 2:59 p.m. She notified weeks prior. She notified the commission weeks prior and let them know she's not making to these meetings. So I just wanted to let the commission know that I will definitely be here. I will try my best to be here. As long, it doesn't matter I'm sick, I will try to be here. With that, I want to mention one more thing. The reasoning, another reasoning that was given, which really, we live in the city of Warren, where we have these type of comments, is what frustrates me, is when the council mentioned that we need the right people in the chair. That was, in quotes, right people in the chair. So after serving the community for 6 years, 6 long years, she has been here. She's probably one of the older members than most of us in here. I joined much after her. So after serving the community for 6 years, if a council comes after and says that we need the right people in the chair so they can decide who the right person is, I feel like that's disrespectful to the service that she had done. When her mom was out sick and she had to come in here the days she did make in here, I feel like that's injustice to her because she didn't need to be here. So she served the community to the best of her ability. When she was not reappointed, not only she was not notified when that agenda was brought into the council, not only was she not even notified, because she didn't even know she's not supposed to come to this meeting. That wasn't even something that was communicated to her. I know after speaking with Mary Michaels in here, the council didn't have to let her know. That is totally understandable. But I think as a courtesy, if she showed up today just because she didn't know, that would be very disrespectful for us to be like, okay, you're just not in the commission because you have not been reappointed. So I definitely wanted to bring this up in front of everyone. And next might be me, because I might be up for reappointment or not, but I think this is something that everyone needs to be aware in here, that excused or not excused, the council is looking at these absences. And in my opinion, and I really don't want to say this, it does seem like a little bit targeted at this point. So I definitely wanted to have this in the record. And I, at the end of the, at this, my end of communication, whatever it is, I wanted to applaud Ms. McGee for kind of asking those questions in the council. Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you, Ms. Maury.
can I talk?
And Mr. Ansar?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have a few questions to our attorney. As my colleague Muri mentioned, in our charter, is it specifically mentioned that three, the meeting, consecutive meeting, and non-excuse, or like any, three meeting if you miss, that goes against our charter? I just wanna know about this thing. Can you please clarify this?
If we're talking the bylaws of
Yes.
the planning commission?
Planning commissioner, as a planning commissioner.
That would apply to unexcused.
Unexcused.
I'm sorry, let me grab that. I believe it's 10 that's excused or unexcused. Let me find that for you.
Yes, please.
I recall it's 3 consecutive unexcused.
Three
But
consecutive unexcused.
if I may, just clarify?
Yes,
This
please.
is these are the planning commission bylaws. Council is not bound by the planning commission bylaws.
The reason I'm asking, I asked one of the councillor, and then one of the council person. So the council person mentioned that by the charter, as a planning commissioner, we cannot miss more than 3. So that's why I just want to make sure that
No. It's any commissioner who is not excused by the commission and misses 3 consecutive meetings.
3 consecutive and not excused. So far I know that Sultana, we all of the meeting, we excused, right? If I'm not wrong. And also, I don't think that 3 consecutive meetings she missed it. It's in the record. I don't think that 3 consecutive meetings she missed. So how come it goes against our bylaws? I don't think so.
If I may.
Yes, please.
Mr. Chair. Well, an appointment, Mayor Stone reappointed the commissioner. Council under charter, or the charter and the state law, council confirms.
Yes, that is
It's
true.
not a removal process. Nobody removed the commissioner. It's just
I know,
it's not a reappointment, not
I-
a
I
confirmation of the reappointment.
The excuse, they showed that just because of she was not following the bylaws and she was missing the meeting, commission meeting, that was the reason showing. So that's what I'm saying. Of course, council has a power. If they don't like this person to reappoint, they can do it, because by the charter they have this power. They can reappoint it, or they can just say no. But the Commissioner Mori mentioned that they showed their reason, like, okay, we are not reappointing just because of you missed the meeting, and by the charter, we cannot miss the meeting. So that is wrong, because by the charter said that 3 consecutive meeting, if any commissioner miss, and then also unexcused. But I think so, she never missed 3 consecutive meeting. Also, that was not unexcused. All of the, sometimes, any of us, I missed few of the meeting, you missed few of the meeting, we excused, right? Sometimes happen. Already Mori mentioned that what was the reason. So honestly, it is very sad, and probably the next person can be me, next person can be Warren. If honestly speaking, as a commissioner, we don't get enough paid here. We don't get enough paid here, $75, and we are serving community basically. I spent today almost 4 hours here. I went to visit all of the site in this weather. And then also sometimes you have to read all of those files. It's a big file. Sometimes if you want to go through, it takes 1, 2, 3 hours sometimes. So we are serving community. As Mori mentioned, that it's kind of disrespectful. You just, okay, you missed few meetings, we don't want you. We are not employee. So I think, it was injustice to her. I personally think it was injustice to her, and also Maureen mentioned that it was targeted. I felt that way too. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your comments. It gives us a lot to think about. Granted, all of her excuses, all of her absences were excused, She had good reasons. I didn't want to let the public know what they were because it really wasn't the public's concern. But it is, council made the decision. There's nothing we can do about it. So we have to move on from there. Okay? So if there's no other discussion or concerns, I want to go to number 13, calendar pending matters. If there is none, which there's not, I need a motion to adjourn. There's a motion by Commissioner Duzay, supported by Commissioner Benecki. All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good evening, everyone.